Instead, I'm actually going to talk about something that deals with music, and I'm just curious. How many of you have ever gotten a hug from Jeff before? Raise your hand. Who has yet to experience that magical moment? Okay. All right, he's handing out hugs. He will go up and down the aisles. He will continue to give hugs. There you go. It's interesting because as I was building up to this conference, he's going to go around and give everyone hugs. Go for it, Jeff. We can wait. My clock's ticking. Don't worry. Okay, so he's going to keep going. So as I was building up to this conference, my inbox got overloaded with Jeff emails. I don't know if some of you can relate, but every time I opened the email and I went to the signature, I always noticed the exact same word shown over and over again, and it was hugs, 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 warm regards and hugs, and more hugs. And every time I saw his email, I had to smile because in my work for the past 7 years, we've worked with 250 colleges, and we've actually helped them increase retention and graduation rates through one tactic called the Free Hugs Day, where we've helped students, 10,000 students, host a Free Hugs Day at their conference. So it was actually really exciting for me to see Jeff and all the warm hugging he's doing, and he's still hugging people in the audience now. And last year, we hosted this thing called the Collegiate International Free Hugs Day, where we had 83 schools give 62,541 hugs all on the exact same day. And I know what some of you are thinking, Tom, how the heck does hugging have anything to do with student retention? Well, actually, it goes really deep in terms of student retention. Because there's a famous academic researcher named Vincent Tinto, and he works heavily with retention rates and graduation engagement rates with students. And he, in his research, came up with one major discovery. One of his major discoveries was that social integration with the institution is a key factor to academic success. So when a student comes onto your school, basically what they're saying inside their head is, do I feel comfortable here? And that's a key factor to how well they're academically going to succeed at that school. And it goes on to talk about the idea that the #2 reason that students drop out of college from their first to the second year is because they don't get socially integrated into the institution. Again, they don't feel comfortable at the institution. The #1 reason is financial. And then this idea expands even further when we break down what the average typical college student's day looks like. Because the typical college student spends 15% of the day doing classroom academic stuff, 35% of the day sleeping, I know some, 70%, and then 50% of the day just hanging around on campus, whether it's in the informal spaces, sometimes they're going with clubs or organizations, but that 50% of the day, that's where the social integration happens. And so let's take this off of a college campus for a moment and bring it over to a totally different environment that's something that all of us can relate to. How many of you have ever been to a dance at any point in your entire lives? Raise your hand. Okay, now keep your hand in the air if you've been to a good dance. All right, nice. Now raise your hand if you've been to a bad dance. All right, so almost all of us have experienced good dances and bad dances. Now I want you to visualize for a moment a dance floor inside your head. And you walk into the dance floor and you look around and you see a bunch of people, but you don't know any of them. You don't recognize who they are. And then another type of dance is you walk into a dance floor and you look around and you see all these faces and you're like, hey! The DJ on this dance over here could put on the hottest song, but because no one knows each other, chances are very few people are going to dance. But over here, when you look around, you see all the friends and faces that you know. The DJ could put on the happy birthday song, and you know one of your friends like, oh my God, that's my song! And do their best stanky Dougie, you know, like whatever it is. They're going to know, not because the song's great or the lighting's great or the energy's great, they're excited to dance because they're there with friends, they have connections, they have relationships built up on the dance floor. So, over on this side is a bad dance where there's few relationships. And over on this side is a good dance where there's tons of relationships on that dance floor. This also relates back to colleges or schools in general. That on this side, this is a good school. So if this is a good school, that means this must be a well, no, a leadership opportunity. Okay, there are no bad. I'm sorry, I set you up for that one. I know you were so excited to give the answer too. No, just a leadership opportunity. But it looks like this. The good news is that if you want to go from a bad dance to a good dance, there's actually 4 simple steps involved in making that happen in every action that we do or every tactic that we do. Step number 1 is you introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Tom. Hi, my name is Tom. Step number 2 is you introduce people to each other. Have you met? Step number 3 is you connect, make small relevant groups. Have you met because you both love soccer and you connect together. And the last and final step, and this is key and critical, step number 4, is get out of the way. It's not about you, it's about them. It's not about us being the gatekeepers of engagement. It's about us being the facilitators of engagement. Hi, my name is Tom. Hi, my name is Tom. Have you met? You both love soccer. That's great. Awesome. Continue talking. Hi, my name is Tom. Hi, my name is Tom. Have you met? Connect together. That's great. You both love the Olympics. Keep talking. We stop being the gatekeepers. We start being the facilitators. A good example of this, imagine that we're doing a free hugs campaign out and about or at a dance floor, if you choose to bring this to a dance floor, or at your school, and we're walking around, and I'm the giant there of the dance, and so I'm walking around, and I give a hug here, and I reach in and I give a hug. That's going to draw one relationship or one social connection. And then I go around and I give another hug. That draws another social connection. I could keep doing that all day long. And at the end of the day, this is what my school is going to look like. I've connected with everyone else, but no one's connected with each other. So that if I walk away, the whole relational chain falls apart. This is what a gatekeeper model looks like. The alternative is if I'm on the dance floor, or I'm at my school, and I give a hug here, and I give a hug here, before I leave this group, I want to connect these two people together to build this relational line right there. And that's the key to social integration, because that line right there turns into a dance that turns into this, that eventually turns into a dance that looks like this, and it turns into a great dance that looks like this. And you know that this is a great dance because you got a guy hanging from the chandeliers at the top going, "Whoa, this is so great!" You know, that's the kind of dance we're trying to create. But this is not just a great dance, this is also a great school. Imagine if when a student walked onto school, they didn't get bullied by their teacher, but instead every single student knew them by name and treated them with their first name and knew their last name and knew their story. That's social integration. That's what it feels like to be comfortable at your school. And so as I leave, I want to share one final thought, or one question for all of you, is beyond the academic, the reading, the writing, and the arithmetics, what are you doing at your school to increase the number of relationships, so that students not just get academically successful, but also they feel comfortable so that they can be academically successful? Last year, we hosted the International Free Hugs Day, November 10th, 2011. And this year, if you're looking for one tactic to be able to increase the social engagement or social integration at your school and the number of relationships, I invite you to participate with us. Again, we're hosting the International Free Hugs Day. If you or your class or your school wants to participate in it, there's 2 ways to let us know, and then we'll send you the information. Number 1 is #FreeHugs, and then we'll follow up with you. Number 2 is send out an email to freehugs@swiftkick.online, and we'll follow up with you. And the good news is that I knew that I wasn't going to leave here without promoting Jeff's mission to hug every single person in the world. So what I did is I actually brought with me about 1,000 free hug signs that are sitting around in the lobby out there. Make sure you grab one of those. And if you happen to see me somewhere along the way, I also have some free hug pins that I can hand out. So feel free to take those back. So as you leave, think about not just the academic, the reading, the writing, the arithmetic success, but also how can you increase the social relation between the students. Become the facilitator, not the gatekeeper. Thank you. My name is Tom, and I'm happy to be here for 140.